How's it going, everybody? It's Matty here today, bringing you my 50,000 subscriber special. Kind of surreal saying that. Don't have much to say on it because it's just such an unreal thing. Didn't think I'd be here. Very grateful. Thank you for all of you who have supported me. And in order to kind of give back, I wanted you guys to get to know me better. So I'm doing a Q&A. Going to be answering 20 of your questions that you fired at me on Twitter and Facebook. So let's do this. Favorite band / musician? I really don't have one. I'm not a huge music guy. The only time I'm listening to music is when I'm at the gym. But really recently, I've been listening a lot to Passion Pit. So I'd have to say right now they're my favorite. Your favorite Fallout song? My favorite song is... oh, fuck, what is it? I forgot the name. Fuck is it? Where is it? Way Back Home from Bob Crosby. There we go. Found it. I know, I'm a horrible Fallout fan because I don't remember my favorite song in the game. What is it like seeing New York in a game / movie since you live there? I guess I'm kind of used to it. New York's a very common setting and there's always some scene in New York involving Times Square or something. So I guess it's kind of cool knowing that like people are putting films there, but overall you don't think much of it because you live there. Favorite Nintendo games? It's kind of the basic ones. I love Super Smash Bros. I love Pokemon, and those are really the only two that come to mind. I've never been like a big Metroid guy, never been a huge Super Mario fan aside from when I was very young playing Super Mario Deluxe on my Game Boy Color. Other than that, yeah, just those two games are really the only ones that have really stuck with me up until my age now. Who are your favorite YouTubers? This is a good question. Right now, my favorite YouTuber, and he has been for a while, is Angry Joe Show. He's a big inspiration to my channel. Just having that your opinion just matters so much to the gaming community is just such a cool thing, and it's really inspired me a lot. I love Pro Jared. The Gamers joins a channel that I really like. He's kind of doing Kingdom Hearts 3 videos that are kind of like mine, so it's kind of cool to take inspiration from him sometimes. Who else do I watch? I love Lone Vault Wanderer. I really like Melanie Mac. She's cool. Boogie2988. Dude Perfect is a new one I've been watching lately. And finally, Ice and Jam. He's so funny. He does like prank calls with video game soundtracks and stuff. It's so funny. You gotta check it out. What's your favorite t-shirt and what age did you start your YouTube channel? My favorite t-shirt probably is my Bastila t-shirt because I just love Bastila. She's my favorite female character in a video game. And I started my YouTube channel when I was 13. What inspired you to begin YouTube, and would you ever have changed that decision and not done YouTube? And also congrats. Thank you. I was inspired to start because I remember watching, I think it was like a Call of Duty 4 gameplay commentary, and a lot of people were watching it and stuff, and I was just like, wow, people actually are going on the internet and just watching video games. That's something I've always wanted to do. Just, you know, be able to talk about video games with other people. And so that's what kind of started it all. And then I realized that there was, you know, more stuff behind it. And when I changed that, sometimes I think about it now, you know, I wished I could go away to like college or something and kind of enjoy a normal person life. But right now I'm really set up for the future and I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. So I wouldn't change it overall, no. If you were to guess one event that Fallout 4 will be announced at next year, what would it be? And my guess right now is QuakeCon. I'd imagine that would be a pretty good event to announce it. You know, Bethesda's place, that's their home, man, and that would just be awesome to have it announced there. Who is your favorite player in the NHL? When it comes to the Rangers, Chris Kreider is my favorite player because they're my favorite team. But outside of the Rangers, my favorite player in the NHL has to be Taylor Hall. I mean, he's filthy. I love him. And I'm also an Oilers fan, so yeah. What are your most anticipated games of 2015? Right now, I've recently had some hype built up for Dying Light. That's not one of my most anticipated, though. Most anticipated is Star Wars Battlefront and Final Fantasy 15, hands down, man. I can't wait. 2015 is the year. Arkham Knight as well. But man, it should be a really good year. The Witcher 3, like what the fuck, man? It's gonna be so much fun next year. What got you into Fallout? You got me into Fallout, and I thank you for that. You're welcome. And what got me into Fallout was really just the review score. I think I got like a 9.8 or something like that. I was just like, shit, that must be a really good game. And so I picked it up, didn't like it, was like, how did this get a good review score? Then bought it like a year later, and I just kind of got engrossed. So really my own personal curiosity is what got me into Fallout. Do you like men? Dude, yeah, totally. No. How'd you come up with stay sexy, stay active? This is a really good question. I always say the word sexy for some reason. It's just one of those things. It's that word that I always use for some reason. I have no idea why. And I always want to remind my fans of a way to say, like, you know, be an active subscriber. Keep commenting, keep coming back to my channel, keep interacting with me because I want to interact with you. And so I kind of just came up with stay sexy, stay active, and then I was just like, well, I can't just be like, bye. So I was just like, I love you all, peace, because it's already weird enough, right? So why not? What are you majoring in? A lot of you guys want to know what I'm doing in college because that's something I mention a lot, and a bunch of you were just really curious. And right now I'm doing general studies, and after that I plan on going to hopefully a 4-year school to major in informative writing or journalism, really. What would you do if Pete Hines knocked on your door and gave you a copy of Fallout 4, but as soon as you open the case, the disc is actually Fallout Online, basically a copy and paste ESO, but some Fallout here and there? Pete Hines wouldn't walk off my doorstep. He would have 2 broken legs. Where did you get that badass Flash figure from? The one right back there. Whoopsies. I got that from my friend for my birthday. He got it off of superherostuff.com. I do have a discount code there that I used to promote every now and then in my videos, but I kind of just leave it in the description. So go to their website. They sell other cardboard cutouts like that. And yeah, you should check it out. I think they're like 50 bucks. Not bad price for a 6-foot figure like that you can just pop in the corner of your room. It's awesome. Are you still studying or are you currently working? I'm still studying, and I will be in school for a decent amount of time. I am 19. And right now, I'm not really working per se. I consider YouTube a job, but it's also something I love, so you really don't work when you're doing something you love. That's mainly because, well, when you get a job, you're kind of doing it for the money. In a way, you know, you work at Walmart per se to earn a paycheck, and since YouTube pays more than any place I could work at my age, I kind of just use this as a form of a job. But really, I just love playing video games and talking about Fallout and Kingdom Hearts and Star Wars Battlefront with you guys, and so that happens to be my job. But no, really, in all actuality, I'm not working, but I am sort of working. It's a weird question that gets asked me a lot, and it's really hard to explain as a YouTuber because you don't want to call it work or say you're doing it for money because you don't want to give your viewers the wrong impression, because that's not what you're doing it for. But at the same point, it is technically your job, but it's really not a strenuous type of job. It's not physical labor or anything, but it's still in a way a job. It's such a weird thing to describe to people, but yeah, so I'm technically working. What did your friends and family say when they first came across your Fallout videos? This is a good one because as my channel started to grow, a lot of personal people that I know started to find out about it. The gym I go to, a lot of people know that I make videos and have looked me up and really like my stuff, and they just think it's cool. And I don't know, it's one of those things where you kind of get used to it, but you don't really like talking about it with other people because you don't want to come off like pompous, because not a lot of people can say like, I have 50,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is very cool and an interesting feat in its own right, but you don't want to come off like cocky or anything. But it's one of those things where I feel like a lot of people are really proud of what I do. Unfortunately, some people on the outside judge that I'm just someone who kind of sits in my room all day and just plays video games, when that's not the case, which is kind of a sucky thing. But overall, my family's really supportive of it. My mom loves it. My dad is huge on it. Like, he sometimes comes out and checks my channel out. My brother supports it. My friends are crazy about it too. You know, I've had my friends on my videos. You know, everyone really likes it. So overall, I'm well accepted for what I do. What is your favorite game of all time, and are you an NFL fan? If so, who is your team? I am not an NFL fan at all, ladies and gentlemen. I play fantasy football for the first time this year, and I might win the championship, but it's such a luck-based thing, and I can't get into football. It's such a dirty sport, and when you watch hockey, I feel like it's kind of soft compared to them because there's so many rules in football. It used to be a tougher sport, I think, but you know, I can't get into it personally, so I don't really have a favorite team per se. And my favorite game of all time, I preach it like once a week in a video, but in case you don't know, it's Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Greatest game ever. Matty, congratulations on the milestone. So what inspired you to begin YouTube, and how do you deal with the hate and have the patience to record daily or upload daily? This is a good question to kind of end the video on because it's more of a personal one. So what inspired me to begin YouTube? I kind of already answered that. I just thought to myself, you know, hey, people love video games as much as I do. I'm going to go out and share that passion. But how do you deal with the hate? It's kind of, I don't know, it's one of those things where you don't really deal with it per se. Sometimes you go on Twitter and you'll say something and a few fans will jump at your throat and be like, you can't deal with hate, but it's just one of those things where once you get hit with it every day, you kind of get used to it, but there's always, every YouTuber has their breaking point where you're just like, I need to talk about this with someone, and you don't always want to complain to the same person month after month, so sometimes you'll just toss something out on Twitter. So that's kind of my way of dealing with hate. You know, sometimes I'll laugh at it, sometimes I'll actually get mad at it. But overall, it's one of those things where you know when you're getting a lot of hate, it means your channel is growing because more people are coming in. It's one of those bittersweet things. As for having the patience to record daily, I love doing this every day. I love sitting in front of the camera or turning on a game and talking about it with you guys or bringing you guys information in some form. It's just my favorite thing to do. So it's really not having patience. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time, and I won't lie, there's times where I'm like, ugh, ugh, I have to sit down and record a video right now. I won't lie. But that's kind of like it with anything. So it's really not patience. You just love what you do. And that's why sometimes I'll record a few videos in a day and upload them in advance for you guys so that I can kind of take days off and stuff, because I know YouTubers like upload on set days. And they do the same thing, and it makes their lives a lot easier. It makes YouTube a lot more enjoyable, and that's what I've taken into over the past year, and it's probably the best idea I've come up with. It's really improved my YouTubing experience. But those are 20 of your questions answered, and I hope you guys got to know me a little bit better, me personally as a gamer, sports, YouTube, etc. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for 50,000 subscribers. It really means a lot. It's really, really crazy. Right in time at the end of the year too. I didn't think we'd hit this number. So hopefully by next year we'll hit 100,000 subscribers. Hopefully during the year Fallout 4 will be announced, and it's almost a guarantee I'll hit 100,000 subscribers hopefully. But couldn't have done it without you guys. I really do appreciate it. I apologize I'm not doing anything like heartfelt or sentimental. I just, I don't plan on celebrating my subscriber count until I hit 100K really at this point. I just kind of want to focus on the now and, what my videos are instead of the numbers, because that's kind of what keeps it fun and interesting and more of a, or less of a job. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you like me more now because you got to know me better. Other than that, stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.